with challenge in the fashion industry. Can you tell us more about the specific obstacles that you focused and what motivated you to take action?
Thank you, Lukho. So, the how the Bible speaks about when one door closes, an even bigger door opens.
Yay!
I've experienced that. I'm a living testimony of that. I had a bad experience with my designer who was very, very talented. However, he lacked customer skills and would always be late on, on delivering my garments and would let
Oh
me
my
down
word!
time and time again, and I got tired of that. I got tired of being taken for granted as a customer, as a paying customer for that matter. And I decided to take matters into my own hands.
All right.
And I said, I'm going to learn how to sew.
Hi, Lulama.
And sewing did I learn.
I think I've got to get to that point where you got to, because that's been my struggle as well. And I've been like, the thing is, I can't sew to save my life, not even a button in.
That
So
was
that's
me.
why I'm not huh?
That was me. I couldn't sew. But I was so upset. Like, I was so disappointed and I just got tired of that. But I loved fashion. And I
Okay.
thought, what am I going to do? And this was not the first time.
So you
this-
can't even say I'm running to another design and then they do the same thing, then what?
Exactly. And hence I then went to sewing school and I started with a basic sewing course. Ultimately, I moved to advanced sewing. I really enjoyed it. It's frustrating, but it's so rewarding. When you create that garment, and then I escalated and I went a notch higher, and I did the fascinator course, which is hat making.
I love that.
And I thought, you know what? It's not enough to do beautiful garments for the ladies. They need crowns on their heads.
Okay.
So I went for the fascinator course.
Oh, wow. Lema, you decided to learn sewing, like you're saying, and create bespoke fascinators. What was the learning process like for you, and how did it contribute to your growth as an entrepreneur?
The learning process was, it had its ups and downs. It has its challenges. Such is the way of life.
Okay.
It's long hours. And also
Okay.
during the learning stages, I would get frustrated. I would have a vision of an outfit and it just would not materialize. And then
Yeah.
I would get upset and I would leave it there. So it's a journey. I learned that you need to be patient. You need to work on the craft. It doesn't happen overnight.
Okay.
And so this taught me resilience. It taught me
Alright.
the spirit of patience, and that if you want to be a master at something, you need to learn and work at it, work at it. So it's a sacrificial. It's also sacrificial giving of your time. Time away
It
from your
is.
family because you want to invest in this baby. So that's the journey.
Oh, wow. Now, your designs are known for the unique blend of, femininity and comfort. How do you draw inspiration for your creation, and what what message do you have to convey through your clothes?
My clothes speak to women who are confident in themselves, women who are not afraid to stand out,
Okay.
women who are not afraid to be bold. Because if you're going to walk into a place and you are adorned in a Lady Lou crown, trust you me, you're going to command attention.
All right.
And if so I draw attention from the way women carry themselves, and there's different women that we speak about. You've got women because women, we are all different and we've got all different tastes, but it's generally reaching out to women and the body of the woman, the way it embraces the
Okay.
garment that I create, and then I'm inspired by the fabric itself. I love going fabric shopping, just feeling the textures, the colors. I'm inspired by nature, the colors of spring and summer. And when we speak of winter, the earthy colors. Those are all things that come to life when I create a garment. And also when I have a one-on-one with a client and she says, look, I'm going to a wedding, but I want drama.
you're the dramatic one. You're like, I'll bring it.
I always hear that statement, I want drama.
Yeah.
Or they're going to the Durban July, they're like, I want drama, Lulu. Ke kopa drama. I'm like, okay, drama you shall have.
Okay, yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm like, anything dramatic, anything that brings attention. I mean, why must I go all out and not create drama about it?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Love the sound of that. So you mentioned that your journey led to the birth. Let's go back firstly.
Yes.
Lady Lou, okay. You mentioned that it gave birth to Lady Lou Designs, which is obviously what happened to you between you and your designer, which, celebrates authentic womanhood. Can you then explain the significance of this tribute in your work?
So ultimately, just to go back a bit, so after creating my own garments, going to the sewing academy, and then creating my own garments, and then I would get a lot of approvals from the ladies. Oh, we love this garment. Could you also make me? And so hence how Lady Lou's design was born. From all the requests, and I felt, you know what? So there is a market here, and actually I'm getting recognized, and that actually just it motivates you because it means that the world can see. And over and above your own look, you are enough for yourself and you know what you want, but over and above, just that approval from someone else also sort of gives a kick in the right direction. So it's a motivating factor that there are women out there who appreciate what I do and can call me and can refer me. And and so the what I take from that shortfall that I had with my designer is your client is your best friend. You
Okay.
keep them close. You make sure if you've got a deadline, you deliver before the deadline. You're creating a relationship with them. You want to see them smile and be happy, so that because if they are happy, then they can refer more clients,
Are
and that's
you
what we
winning
want.
there with deadlines, Lady Lou? Because honestly, that's a frustration. So I would imagine that you really are winning because you know the struggle.
Definitely, I'd say I'm winning. I've got a strategy in place. I have had to turn people away because of exactly that. And that's where the problem is.
Uh,
When you see that you're overcommitted, you need to be able to know and say, you know what, I will not meet the deadline unless you don't mind if we move the delivery date to such and such. It's communication,
of
Lukho.
course.
And that's where the designer missed it, where, he needed to just be transparent with me and say, listen, because also as human beings, sometimes things happen.
Exactly.
I may also run, short somewhere, but it's important that I pick up the call and say,
You
listen, I may be
communicate.
slightly late on the deadline, and also that's not enough. I need to be able to say, okay, how can I make it up to you next time? Because sorry doesn't just cut it,
Yeah,
especially if you've
that's
let
true.
someone down.
Whew, man,
Yes.
I hope designers are listening right now because a lot of us are frustrated exactly by that. I mean, we don't all have to go the design route, but now we find ourselves having to do that and have end up having shabby clothes. Because I mean, if Lukho makes your
Yeah.
dress now, really, really. So I understand. Now, reflecting on your first year in business, whoo, what key lessons have you learned about pursuing your ideas and navigating the challenges of entrepreneurship? Because that one's a hectic one.
Definitely. I can't believe it's been 1 year already. Firstly, time really flies. But you know what? God has a way of propelling you, in your journey and just guiding you and just aligning you with the right people.
Yeah.
It has been a long time coming. It's only been a year, but it's been a long time coming. It's been filled with challenges, ups and downs. I've learned that you need to sacrifice your time. And I've mentioned this. It's all about time. I've spent hours in the studio. Luckily, the studio is in-house. And my husband would complain and say,
You're always at
we
work.
are exhaling. But I'm in the long hours. And it's because it's the baby steps, and I love that he's supportive, and is my mentor when it comes to business. And one thing I also like to touch on is you need a mentor. You need someone who's going to be your backing board, because entrepreneurship will really just it will take out the most from you. So you need a mentor, and I'm very blessed to have my husband as my mentor, my backing board, my logistics manager, my marketing manager.
Oh, wow. He does that
He wears all those hats.
as well? No, man. No. Let's be serious now, Lou. Are these fascinators?
No, look,
Wow, you make them.
I make them. But
So he weighs them to make sure they sit nicely and correctly.
so for logistics, he needs to go and drop them off for the courier for me. So, everyone plays their role. The kids will play
Yeah.
their role. If I'm done and I needed to go couriered and we're running behind schedule, because you'll have ladies who are like, listen, I'm going to a funeral on Saturday, and today is what? Let's say today's Thursday. I need to send that out today, and I need to still be busy at home. So, everyone, the kids play
Pulls
their
their
role.
weight.
Everyone pulls their weight. Hubby pulls his weight, and they form part of my team.
I love that. I don't know if you know of Sis Zam from East London. She's a photographer.
Okay.
And she incorporates a whole lot of things into her business. That's photography, obviously. Her daughter now does the makeup professionally.
Oh, wow.
Her husband does the furniture for the photo shoots.
Okay.
And so I love hearing this from you because, guys, you incorporate everybody in. Like we always say, nobody's going to eat for free.
Of course.
Now, Lu, you emphasize the importance of showing up and taking action. This can be an emotional, psychological and spiritual battle. How would you say your faith anchored and propelled you to overcome the fear and insecurities that come with starting something new?
Oh, wow.
Yo, I'm sitting here and I'm guilty. I'm like, yeah, I have that fear.
Excuse me. I like that because, as children of God, faith and fear cannot coexist.
Of course.
Many a times I have to call myself to order and pinch myself and be Lulama. Remember who you are. Remember who's your God. Remember how.
Remember who's your God.
Remember who's your. Because how did I even get here?
Sure.
It's through grace. It's through the Lord God, and it's through His wisdom. And so we just need to keep check of ourselves and keep reminding ourselves, because in the day-to-day life happens, and you hear a lot of voices, but you need to come back to yourself, go back to your corner, and your God will always just speak to you. Your God will always just guide you. Your God will always just, bring the right people at the right time.
Oh,
Wow, that's so important. Like He will literally align you at the right time, at the right place. I, the Lord your God, will make it happen.
sure. Just as He wants it for you. I think that's one of the most important things. We go about our ways and we don't realize that God has a greater plan for us.
That's right.
Sure. Lama, you have a wholesome program with key industry thought leaders on mental health, wellness, and wealth creation. How would you say this speaks to spiritual wellness, as we know that health and money can be a spiritual attack which can affect one's overall wellness?
As children of God, we need to always keep in check when it comes to our finances. We need to respect the finances, because what you are given, you are actually you're a custodian of those funds, and you need to make sure that when they come your direction, you use them wisely. And so it was important that when I planned this event, by the way, when beginning of the year, the Lord dropped in my spirit, women on the power table.
Okay.
And I was wondering,
Women on the power table.
women on the power table. And I thought, what does this mean? And then as time goes by, and as I was, speaking to my to my mentor, and
Which one? Your husband or another one?
my husband.
All right.
And as I was speaking to him, and I was saying, we are turning one. Then it clicked. Okay, women on the power table.
Yeah.
The Lord wants me to actually testify. I need to celebrate. We're turning one. I need to bring women together under one table. Women need to take up their seats. Women can hold different seats on this table. They can be business women, they can be mothers, they can be wives, and they can still thrive.
Wow.
And also on the same power table, there are women who are sitting on dreams and visions. And I need to say to those women, it's time that you act up. It's time to start. Start with what you have, where you are. The important thing is just to start. And so the birth of Women on the Power Table
Okay.
and celebrating Lady Lou Designs turning one, but most importantly, bringing women together to speak about our finances, to speak about health, and not just health, but health,
Mental
mental
health.
mental health, and to delve into. We also have a lady who's been running her empire now. It's been 15 years and she started by a salon and now she's just opened a spa. And we want to hear from her. How did she start? What were the
Yeah.
obstacles? And all under one roof where we're all vulnerable with each other, but we share. There are women who come with their good stories and there are women who come with their challenges, but we build each other up. We build each other up. And of course, you cannot bring women together and not speak beauty. And hence the cherry on top, we have Dr. Ngwenya, a reconstructive surgeon, because I felt
Hey, girl. You're far. You're dealing with women for real.
I felt you cannot speak woman fashion without bringing him in. And I thought, and I knew, listen, it's a high tea, it's women. But I said, listen, this man's clients, 95% of them are women. This is the right man to bring in. Dr.
Yeah.
Ngwenya will be coming in, and we all know the buzzword nowadays is BBL.
BBL.
So we want to hear from him. What are the
Yeah.
pros and cons?
Exactly.
And the ladies will be able to engage with the speakers and ask their Q&A. Many a times, Lukho, I've been to events and I've listened to speakers, but I've just never had a chance, even been given an opportunity
To interact.
It's just so rushed, and the speakers are in and out. But this is going to be so intimate, where we can engage with the speakers, we can learn from them, and we get empowered.
While we're at this conversation about your event, Lou, maybe give us more details about the event. When exactly is it? And as it's to celebrate 1 year. And while you were speaking, Lou, I had a moment. I had this conversation with you. I don't know if you remember it.
Hi, Wen.
I had this conversation with you at the Empower Women. You walk, yay! Exactly. I had that moment. I had that moment while I'm sitting here. I'm like, no, I remember we're speaking and somebody came and disturbed us. You walked away because I was still saying, I've got the right person who can assist you, so you can come and have this chat with me. And how is God that we're actually having this conversation right now?
Hello.
Hey, I am awestruck. So, when exactly is this event and what's expected of us? Maybe you can also fill us in, to the details of registration.
All right. So, bad news and good news.
Oh,
Bad news is it's one night away. It's tomorrow, the 28th of September,
oh.
2024. Good news is we still have a few tickets left. A few. We're 95% sold out.
Whoa,
Okay.
guys.
So there is still a chance for women to come and take up their seats on the power table, to be inspired by our speakers, to network, to enjoy the pop-up stalls that we're going to have. There's going to be photo booth moments. There's going to be great conversation, great food, and your tickets are going at 750 Rand, entitling you to tea in the morning when you arrive, entitling you to a two-course lunch, which includes beverages, some entertainment, and of course, networking. And we definitely want women to leave there having been changed and new beings.
Hey, so you're having pretty much like a whole day kind of affair. There's tea in the morning, guys. There's lunch. There's everything you can think of. So it's quite a huge one. And so, how exactly do they register?
So registration is still live on our Quicket via Quicket. Alternatively, you're welcome to contact us, because I know we were going to close down at, was it 6 or...
Yeah, but you have to open just a little bit more in
I
case
suppose we
somebody's
can
listening
extend
right
it.
now.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. Alternatively, they can purchase tickets privately from us on 068 483 1182.
Okay. You're inviting other women to join you, like you said, which is really, really great. And I love the idea of that. Now, looking ahead, what are your goals for Lady Lou Designs and how do you plan to continue inspiring others through your work and story?
The plan is to grow. The Lord says He has big plans for me, to prosper me, to give me hope and a future, and not to harm me.
Yeah.
So the plan is to grow, is to go global, and to along the way to pick up other women with me, to be, to lend a helping hand, to be an inspiration to men, to mentor someone as well along the way. And also to build relations and network, because I think it's so important, that along the way you network, you build relations, because umuntu ngabantu, and we don't know what our tomorrow holds. Today here we are. Tomorrow you and I, Lukho, could be in business.
Exactly. Sure. Love the sound of that. Dakalo says, afternoon, I'd like to shout out Lady Lou. Very excited for tomorrow. So Dakalo, thank you so much. And Dakalo says, my name is Dakalo and I'm listening from the salon. I love the excitement, Dakalo. I absolutely love it. So hey, here's somebody going to the event already.
Yes.
I love it. So, lastly, Lady Luke, give us more details. That's where exactly is it going to be? What time tomorrow? How should we dress? And then I let you go.
Then you let me go.
And your socials, please. I never want to let anybody go without socials. It's so easy in this day and time to just go to your social media page and get all the details we need if we miss any detail.
Okay, great. Let's start with the socials. So Lady Lou Designs is available on Lady Lou _designs on Instagram, Lady Lou _designs on TikTok. We are on Facebook, Lady Lou Designs. We're on WhatsApp, 068 483 1182, and we are very responsive.
Love that.
We have just launched our website, www.ladyloudesigns.co.za.
Wow.
Okay, and then secondly, we are, the venue.
Yes, please.
Gorgeous venue out in Randburg, Empowerworks House, backdrop of pine trees, manicured lawn, big pool. It's a garden venue. So I can just picture the women in their bright spring color, high tea dresses, coming to represent, and of course, don on their head those beautiful, gorgeous crowns.
Can't wait. Thank you so much, Lady Lou. Absolutely loved having this conversation with you. And all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me in the studio. Thank you to the listeners who have been listening. And I can't wait to come back.
Yes, please. I love these conversations because you said it would happen. You were like, no, I'd love to come through, but look at you now. Didn't even think, because I lost contact with you on that day.
Imagine.
But here you are.
Exactly.
God is God. God bless, Lady Lou.
Thank you. Stay blessed. Thank you.
Trighart Crushes, voorsieners van gebreekte klip in die Texan gebied. Kontaknommer vir Trighart Crushes 017 638 0286.
Give your faith wings. Explore life with 657 AM.
Tune in to Radio Pulpit on 657 AM for reliable Christian talk radio at its best. Find your daily dose of Christ-centered motivation and encouragement on Radio Pulpit